Hi guys!
Say hi guys!
Okay.
Don't speak with your mouth full.
I'm Kirsty.
Purdy.
This is our little one Kaylin, and we are Van Life with Betty Boondocker.
What is it? I know it's a Transit. It's the 93. It's the 9350 Transit van. It's on a 53 plate, and when we bought it, it was a pile of rust.
We didn't realise though until we actually started digging away at it. We may as well have built the body ourselves with all the welding that needed doing.
Yeah, from the back end we had to replace, from the bumper all the way up to the front wheel arches, there was the inner sills gone that needed welding. On the front end there was patches under the chassis, there's patch behind the diesel tank.
A lot of welding,
a lot of welding,
time.
months of welding.
So yeah, we've been on with this build for 5 months now, and we're almost finished. There are a few little finishing touches that still need to be done, but we've been living in it for nearly 2 months now, and we're absolutely loving it. We've got 2 dogs as well, 2 lurchers.
Everything was built with pallet wood. Recycled as much as possible. I think we bought about 3-4 boards of plyboard or something like that. Something like that, yeah. It's been a budget build. We don't know how much we've spent on it yet because we have still got little bits to add. But it's been we've been on a very tight budget. So yeah, a lot of reclaimed materials. The sink that came from our original camper van. So that didn't actually cost anything. That didn't cost anything. This time round. The oven, we picked that up from Graham, another guy who's an occasional resident on site. The table.
Another salvaged item.
That was a salvaged item.
The curtain.
The curtains.
Just about everything you see is
in the van is either recycled or turned up just at the right time. Just
friends,
at the right
family.
Time. Friends, family, donations. Our
plan is we're living in it full time, and we plan to travel the UK this year, and then hopefully Europe next year. So we're going to be heading to Northumberland. Within next week to 10 days. We're heading up to Northumberland, up to Wooler. Going to see some friends up there, and then back across probably towards the Lake District, and then back here for another couple of weeks, and then we'll be heading a little bit more south. We want to go south. We want to do a bit of Wales, Cornwall, Devon,
Dorset,
Bournemouth.
Yeah, along the south coast. So that's the plan.
That's the plan for 2019. We are going to take it steady and just. We just want to settle in before we leave the country.
I found that when we had the van before. Before this one, when we went on holiday in it, everything was always a rush to get to the next destination. Well, you only have a certain amount of time, but this time we can take our time and go where we choose. There's no holiday, it's a lifestyle. Yeah. This is Kaylin's bed, simple pull out. We keep another cushion at the back of the bed on ours and a sleeping bag roll with a quilt in and everything like that, and everything just drops over the top of there, and that's where she sleeps. And then stored underneath is all her stored underneath. She has her clothes. We use this area down here for slippers and shoes and boots and stuff that we're not wearing. The bulkhead, I like to travel with that open so I can keep an ear on the dogs when they're in here. And that just drops down, locks back into place. And then we've got a food larder up here, which is stuffed to the gills with Kirsty's munchies. CO2 and carbon monoxide smoke alarm, fire extinguisher, just in case we have any misfortunate accidents.
The kitchen area, we've got a couple of cupboards. They're not quite finished yet. They will have the same effect as this. It's a wood burning technique called Shisugi barn, and it just brings it out lovely. So we've got, this isn't arranged properly yet because we've got a bit to finish off, but plates, bowls, a few bathroom type things, and then just a few other bits in the corner there. And then we've got another cupboard, smaller one for the important things, tea, coffee, sugar, cups, etc. And then this one will have a door on it as well, and that one is it's just a really handy little corner to put, you know, the extra little bits that you'd normally have in a junk drawer in a house. So that's that top section. We do have a little light under here. It's just a LED strip light thing with its own little switch on, and that, believe it or not, it brightens it up enough to be able to see and do stuff. This is the sink, so it just lifts open like that. It's got a little plug. We've just put a little washing up bowl in there, and it's just perfect. It's a nice big sink. I've had a full body and hair wash in there, so it's absolutely brilliant. And then the other side is just the same. We've got 3 rings. Only 2 of them work actually, but we've got the 3 rings, and then that just closes as well. So on a night we can just close everything off, put the laptop there, and sit and watch YouTube or Netflix in bed. And yeah, it's brilliant. And then down here, this is just a temporary table at the moment. We do plan on putting something in the door somehow. So we've got a little oven, and it's very handy for storing all the cutlery and everything in it when we're not using it, and we don't use it very often because it does take quite a long time to cook things. And just underneath that one, big drawer, and that has got all of my pots and pans, frying pan, etc. in it. Everything fits in there just nice. And then this one here is a big one. It's got a shelf here for tea towels, and you know, just trays. These trays come in really handy. We use that one for putting the dishes on when we've washed them. It's like a drip tray thing, and it just comes in really handy for doing extra workspace on the bed and stuff. And then just underneath that, we've got a wastewater tank, my Brita water filter, because some tap waters taste absolutely disgusting, so there's the wastewater tank just in there that just pulls out so we can empty it. And then we've got a little mini fridge, mini cooler, and it's quite shocking how much you can actually fit in there, but no, that's just keeping it. That seems to stay quite cool in that cupboard anyway, doesn't it?
Right. Under here we've got sliding door, and that's where the dogs sleep. We've got a little bed at the back there, food and the water. We're shelved out on this side for some storage. There's all my fishing gear on this side, dog food in that tray under there. And then on this side we have the green baskets for camping gear, fruit, veg. That's all stays on that side.
So on the back here, we do have another light just up there. Are you wanting to show the window? We do have a window here, so if it's not very nice outside, or if it's too hot in here on a night, we can open the back doors and still be able to look outside. And it actually slides down as well, so we can have, you know, the air going through. But the hubby will show you that from the back.
Just pull that out of the way. So yeah, that window there, that will slide down to give us some ventilation in the summertime. And then this bit here, if the dogs have got mucky feet, that'll just slide up, and that's our garage space. We have the Chinese diesel heater mounted. That, it might not look very accessible if you need to get to it to do any maintenance on it, but what I do, there's a screw there that lifts up out of the way, folds out of the way, pull the stuff off the shelf pulls out. It takes about 30 seconds to get into the diesel heater for access. So that previous shot of Kaylin being in with the dogs and behind bars, that's not how we normally cope with a child with van life. She does have free run of the van, don't you? You just choose to go in there on your own.
She likes playing with the doggies.
She does. But yeah, regarding travelling with a child, she absolutely loves it, and she's going to be home educated as well. So we both feel that she's going to be out experiencing the places where we visit, as opposed to being in a classroom learning about these places. So I think it's going to be a very educational tour for her.
She absolutely loves it, and we're finding it absolutely fine. It isn't really any different to being in a house. Obviously you've got a lot less space inside, but you've got the whole of outside to explore with them. And the only thing that we struggle with sometimes is the bedtimes, which any parent struggles with bedtime, getting the kids to bed.
If we're up and doing any working or anything like that, Kaylin wants to be in there as well, so you know, it is the bedtime that's the only issue that we have with her.
Yeah, the conversion's been difficult having her around, because we can't both get on with something. One needs to be entertaining her all the time. But the actual van life, we've had a few trips out, and it's been a breeze. I've got to admit, it's been a breeze.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just that noisy bedtime that worries me. You know, if we need to stealth camp in a residential area, I don't think we'll be able to do something like that just yet. But
she's really settled into it very well. She's settled in
brilliant, and we have really, haven't we?
Yeah, yeah. Just that bedtime thing, but it has encouraged us to get to bed on earlier on a night. You know, if she sees that we're in bed, she'll settle quite well.
Oh yeah.
It's just if we're up and doing stuff, she has to be up as well.
Yeah.
So.
I think it is a concern for a lot of parents who really want to do something like this, and the reason they're not doing something like this is because they're waiting for the kids to get older and leave home. But
then it's too late. You're going to miss out on so much.
You can do it. It is doable. You can, you know, there's enough. Yeah, it's a small space, and it can be cramped, but it's doable. You just work around that. You just need to get your mind into the right mindset of just
you can do this.
How can you do this?
Yeah.
Not we can't do this, and that's just how it's worked for us.
Yeah.
Just find a way around it.
Having a child along, it really isn't a problem. No problem at all. So we're Van Life with Betty Boondocker.
We want to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll
see you we're on Facebook, Van Life with Betty Boondocker.
And
we're on Instagram, Van Life with Betty Boondocker, and YouTube as well, the same name. So
yeah, we'll be
awesome to chat with you guys. Leave a comment, subscribe, and all the rest of it. And I'd like to say a big thank you to Liam for doing the van tour. Yeah. Cheers, Liam.
Bye,
guys.
Bye, guys.